Hi everyone, this is Nick Doleys. I'm the manager of the Doleys Clinic and a certified nutritional pain consultant. The views and opinions in the video that you're about to see are just that, views and opinions. We're going to offer some information, but always understand that before starting any supplement or exercise program, it's important to speak with a healthcare provider first and foremost. Understand that what you do with this information is entirely up to you. Hi everyone, Nick Doleys here, the manager of the Doleys Clinic and certified nutritional pain consultant. One of the questions that I get a lot in the office, in the clinic, when we're talking with patients or we're presenting to a group is what diet is the best? Everyone wants to know what is that key diet, which book should I buy, which are the recipes that I should follow. And the truth is that there are so many out there between the Mediterranean diet, the Paleolithic diet, the zone diet, the ketogenic diet, the vertical diet. There's so many different diets that exist. And the truth is that the best one is the one that you'll stick to. It's important to understand that we have a certain level of calories that control how much we weigh. That is a calories in and calories out equation. And then we have certain amounts of vitamins and minerals that we have to have. Oftentimes it's hard to imagine that vitamins and minerals, the things that come into our body from our food, can have as much of an impact on us as something that is prescribed. It's kind of difficult to make that association, but it's important to understand that our bodies have been designed since the beginning of time to run on certain key minerals, nutrients, vitamins. We have to have them. If we don't have them, our body tells us that we don't have them. And often that feeling is inflammation, joint pain, obesity, depression, anxiety, poor sleep. These are the things that are often the body telling us, hey, we're missing something. So when I look at a diet, I like to think of the definition of the word. Diet is the foods that an organism habitually eats. What do we consistently eat over and over and over again? That's why we can have a good diet and we can have a bad diet. Oftentimes, the rut that we find ourselves in of consistently having sweets or foods that are fried in certain oils, or we're buying things at the grocery store that we think are healthy, but really the ingredients aren't that healthy. This is what becomes our habit. If we're missing out on exercise, if we're at work sitting in a chair all day and then we go home to watch TV and then we lay down in a bed for 8 hours, these things become our habits. We can have healthy habits and we can have unhealthy habits. So my goal for someone who is looking for a diet that will help them with their pain is to meet those requirements, to meet that equation. We have vitamins and minerals that we have to have. Does your diet provide you with enough vitamins and minerals? Are you consuming fruits and vegetables? Are you monitoring how much sugar you're taking in? Are you eating clean proteins and healthy sources of fats? And this is where supplementation really comes in, because the way that food production has evolved over the years to feed so many of us, soil can become depleted. Animals can be fed things that they're not supposed to eat. It's not always easy to just get what you need from your food. You may not be able to rely on your source of food, depending on where you are, what your budget is, what your taste buds are. Some people just don't like vegetables, and that's okay. But that doesn't mean that you don't need the vitamins and minerals. So a quality multivitamin, multi-mineral supplement is a great place to start, regardless of what diet you're following. Once we've met those bases, those vitamins and minerals, we've given our bodies those tools that they need, now it becomes a calorie equation. Now, when I talk about diet as it relates to chronic pain, I'm not talking about weight loss. I'm not talking about giving up the things that you like to eat so that you can weigh a certain amount. I don't like that because research supports that 75% of people who start a diet will lose weight. Research also supports that 95% of people who start a diet will gain it all back within 3 years. So your diet is almost 95% guaranteed to fail you in the long run. Why is that? Because it has an end goal in mind. Because we're thinking that if we lose X amount of weight, or if we weigh this amount, then we're done. We've reached the finish line. We go back to our old habits. That's not going to help with chronic pain. That's not going to help with yo-yoing. That's not going to help with weight. My belief is that if we consume the foods that we need in the amounts that we need them, and we monitor our exercise, weight takes care of itself. It's secondary. I also believe that as we weigh less, or as we are closer to our ideal weight, blood work seems to improve. Regardless of what the end result was, regardless of how we got there, we can see cholesterol improve, we can see blood pressure improve, we can see all of these things improve just by monitoring calories and getting to an appropriate weight. So again, we build a lifestyle that is centered around all of this, and the weight component kind of takes care of itself. That's where proteins, carbohydrates, and fats come in. And that seems to be the big debate when we look at different diets. In a ketogenic diet, we're cutting out all of our carbohydrates. Now, what that means is that the body isn't producing insulin, so it may not store fat as easily, but that doesn't mean that we can eat all the calories we want. The calories still have to be within check. Conversely, there is a diet called If It Fits Your Macros, which essentially says that you have a certain amount of protein, carbs, and fats, and it doesn't matter what you eat as long as you hit the numbers that you're supposed to hit. There's research to support that this is effective. My problem with that is that you may miss out on vitamins and minerals in your foods if you take that approach. It can also be a difficult approach to stick to. So really, what I encourage folks to do in a diet is to look to something that prioritizes protein and fat. Let's take the smallest amount of our calories from carbohydrates. Why do I say that? Because carbohydrates don't do anything for the body except supply energy. Carbohydrates do not help with the rebuilding of muscle tissue. They don't help with hormonal control. That's what proteins and fats do. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't need carbohydrates, but if carbohydrates supply us with energy, then the amount we need is consistent with the amount of energy that we're spending. Calories out. So that's where exercise comes into this equation. If you have a lifestyle that is built around making sure that you're getting adequate vitamins and minerals throughout the course of the day, if you are monitoring the calories that you're eating and you're keeping your carbohydrates the smallest amount so that you just have what you need to stand up, go for a walk a couple of times a day, walk around your house during commercial breaks, get with a physical therapist and get a home-based exercise program. Now we have met vitamins and minerals, we've met calories in, we've met calories out. This is a very simple process and one that I guarantee you can have lasting results. If you want to know what my 3 tips are for following a healthy diet, I'll give them to you now. First of all, no sugar. No sugar in condiments, no sugar in soft drinks. We need to get sugar out. Too often I speak with people who feel like they're not eating much, but they're drinking 2 to 3 12-ounce Cokes a day. Or when they do eat, they're putting sauces like barbecue sauce and ketchup on their food. We need to get rid of these things. These are excess calories. Sugar is extremely inflammatory. Rule number 2, at each meal you get 1 plate. Not 1 plate of appetizer, 1 plate of salad, 1 plate of entree, and 1 plate of dessert. You get 1 plate. You need to be done eating before that plate is empty. Leave a little bit on the plate. That's an easy way to leave some calories. Number 3, 2 to 3 times a day, walk for 10 minutes. You don't have to go to a gym. You don't have to get on a treadmill. You can stand up and march in place, do anything, but 2 to 3 times a day for 10 minutes, walk. Folks, I hope that these tips help. I hope that you see that this doesn't have to be complicated, that there really is no one equation. A person by the name of Stan Efferding is known for saying compliance is the science. And I think that's the key to all of this. What is the best diet? The one that meets these requirements and that you can stick to. Thanks, folks, and we'll see you next time.